That was very rude.
You know, if you had a mouth on you... Ho! Ho! Ho!
Oh, Janitor Jake, are you going to be reviewing The Empire Strikes Back?
Well, like I said before, the story is far from over, so might as well get the review taken care of. Camera's already rolling anyway, so whatever, let's just get to my review of The Empire Strikes Back. And like last time, we are going to be watching it on good old VHS. So whatever, let's pop this puppy in and get to the review. Now, since Luke Skywalker and company destroyed the Death Star in the first film, you figure everything is all happy fun time and yippee skippy. Well, it's not. The Empire is a little irritated that the Death Star was destroyed. So now they are on this big hunt for the Rebel Alliance, who decided to go into hiding on this remote frozen planet called Hoth. You know, Luke must really love these extreme environment planets. I mean, his home planet is nothing but a desert. This one is nothing but snow and ice. What's next? A planet with no land at all? Just sky and clouds? Oh. Well, whatever. Anyway, while everyone is goofing off at the base of the Rebel Alliance, Luke decides to go dink around outside and ends up getting captured by the Bumble from Rudolph, who ends up welding Luke's feet to the ice. Now, why do I say welding? Oh, well, because everyone is magically a welder all of a sudden. You got Princess Leia welding over here, Han Solo welding over there, R2-D2's welding to beat heck over here, and out of all the people to weld stuff, you guys get Chewbacca. Chewbacca! You know, all it would take is just one little mishap, just one little goof, and then poof! There goes Chewie up in flames, looking just like Uncle Owen from the first film. So now that Luke is missing, the only person who really seems to care is Han. The rest of the Rebel Alliance are a bunch of pansies who can't handle the cold, apparently. Oh, just a bunch of sissies can't handle it. Just a bunch of babies. You know what? I'm not too impressed with the Rebels. Now, when a drill sergeant or someone is giving orders and what have you, this is generally how everyone responds.
Do you understand me?
So yes, sir!
Do you understand me?
So yes, sir!
I can't hear you!
So yes, sir!
But this is how the Rebel Alliance responds.
Understood?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
And shouldn't they be sending out a search party for Luke as well? I mean, he is a Jedi in training and seems like a pretty powerful ally to have. Even when they fight the Imperial Walkers later on, it's Luke who comes up with the idea to wrap up the legs with the harpoon. And after that, do they use the same method on other walkers? No, of course not. Why would they do that? Let me guess, only one vehicle had a harpoon on it, right? Whatever. So Luke escapes captivity by using the Force, and I just realized something. If the Bumble is so powerful that it can capture a Jedi in training, then it should have no problem fighting those who don't use the Force. So the Rebel Alliance should actually try to find more and train them to fight. But I'm sure PETA would throw a big old fit about that. So anyway, Han rescues Luke and brings him back to the base. But Luke is all excited about going to some planet called Dagobah to be trained by some random Jedi Master by the name of Yoda. Simply because Obi-Wan's ghost told him to. So while Luke is busy training with Grover... Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Yoda. Seriously, you couldn't pick a better voice? I mean, Grover came out about 10 years before this film. And Sesame Street was going strong, so there is no excuse for Frank Oz to do that nonsense. It reminds me of Tom Anderson and Hank Hill having the exact same voice. Mike Judge must have gotten that brilliant idea from good old Frank. Pfft, absolutely terrible. So while that nonsense is going on, Princess Leia and Han are busy having a hate-hate relationship. I mean, this love story between the two of them is absolutely ridiculous. Han does his aggressive flirty tactics, which fail, and then Leia gets angry and gives him attitude, which makes him angry and gives her attitude right back. And this baloney goes on for quite a while. And then randomly, out of the blue, for absolutely no reason, she's into him now. He does a little bit of flirting and now, boom, she's fully into it. what are you doing? Don't do that. Silly boy. Silly little boy. So stupid. I was getting to it. I didn't forget. The heck's wrong with you?
Gee whiz, Atu, you sure have an attitude today.
Geez, I know. Whoa! About ready to whack you one is what's gonna happen. Man. Anyway, let's see what good old Darth Vader is up to. As usual, he's still kicking it with the Galactic Empire, except I'm not sure how long he's actually going to want to hang out with them. All they want to seem to do is argue with him. If he says they have to do this, they question him. If he says they have to do that, they question him. Even though he could be 100% right about something, everyone else will feel the need to go out of their way to tell Darth Vader how wrong he is. So it actually kind of makes me happy when he starts snuffing out the lives of those idiots who tell him how wrong he is all the time. And like I said, I don't even know how long he's going to want to be with the Galactic Empire anyway, because it turns out he's not even really the big head honcho. Vader is actually kissing the hind end of someone else. And that someone is an emperor by the name of Palpatine. And Vader and the Emperor have their own agenda separate from the Empire. They want to capture good old Lukey Poos and have him join them so all three of them can actually rule the universe together. So Vader probably doesn't even give a hoot about the Galactic Empire. He just wants to use them for his own agenda. So Vader needs to set a trap for Luke, and the only way to do it is to capture Han and Leia and everyone in hopes that Luke will show up to face Vader himself. So while in pursuit of the Millennium Falcon, Vader hires some random bounty hunters to help him capture Han Solo and company. And this is where we're introduced to Boba Fett, who's apparently the greatest bounty hunter in the history of bounty hunters. He even has a reputation that Vader knows about. So during the pursuit, Han decides to hide the Falcon from the Empire's radar by resting the Falcon on the Star Destroyer itself, and then patiently waiting for them to dump their trash so he can blend in with it and sneak away. And what happens when he does that? Oh, there's good old Boba Fett, who just so happens to be sitting right there, and then decides to pursue them. So let me get this straight. Is the film trying to tell me that Boba Fett is just that good? All of a sudden he's got the brains of Sherlock Holmes, and he knows exactly, 100% exactly what Han Solo is going to do. Is that what the film's trying to tell me? Or is the film trying to tell me, no, you know what? Boba Fett, just really terrible. That's probably what it is. Everyone was probably like, you know what, Boba Fett? Nah, you're actually nothing but a bunch of garbage. So right into the dumpster with you. And then, poof, they shoot him out into space. And what happens? Dumb luck occurs, and he just so happens to see Han Solo taken off and decides, oh, well, there's my chance. I might as well just go and get him. That's probably what it is, too. While all that is going on, Luke is on Dagobah training with Yoda, and you end up finding out that Yoda is actually a pretty big jerk. Luke is naturally struggling with using the Force because he has never been properly trained, hence why he went to Dagobah, so he could be properly trained by Yoda. And yet, when he can't do something perfect the first time, oh, Yoda's just angry. Anyway, to make the long story short,
Too late!
Han Solo and company travel to Cloud City where they think it'll be safe, but it turns out to be a trap, and they get captured by Vader, and Han is frozen in carbonite and sent off to Jabba the Hutt. Then Luke shows up and fights Vader and ends up getting his hand chopped off. You know, this film is actually pretty brutal. Hands being chopped off, decapitations, disembowelment. Yeah, for the children, right? For the kids. I also feel really bad for Luke. I mean, he sure takes a beating in this film. He gets beat up by the Bumble, almost freezes to death, has brutal training with Yoda, gets shot down once, gets his hand chopped off, finds out Vader is his dad. No spoiler alert. Whatever, get over it. Then when Vader is trying to get Luke to join the dark side, he decides to take a leap of faith to escape and almost kills himself in the process. And don't tell me he tried committing suicide. If he really wanted to die, then why is he hanging from right here? All he would have to do is just let go. So don't be stupid. Anyway, Lando and Leia rescue Luke, and after getting him all fixed up and everything in order, they go to rescue Han Solo, and then the credits roll. So basically that's The Empire Strikes Back. Now I do have a lot more to talk about, but if I did, this review would get pretty long-winded.
Exactly. Almost as bad as your Double Dragon movie review.
Are you R2-D2 now? Huh? You getting attitude all of a sudden?
No. I'm sorry. I apologize, Janitor Jake.
Then knock it off. Anyway, here are a couple extra things that I liked about the film. The character development was done really well in this film. Watching Luke struggle with his Jedi powers and seeing Han and Leia's relationship blossom and stuff like that, I thought was done very well. Another thing I liked was seeing the different environments. Hoth, Dagobah, Cloud City, they all looked really cool. My personal favorite was actually seeing Dagobah. Now usually right here is where I talk about the stupid stuff. However, there are only a couple things in here that are kinda goofy. After Luke leaves Dagobah, Obi-Wan says Luke is their last hope, and Yoda says that there is another. Another? Okay. So do we find out who it is? Nope, just too bad, just a big bunch of too bad. Maybe next time. Get over it. Whatever. The other thing is some stupid ongoing joke about the hyperdrive being broken.
The hyperdrive motivator has been damaged. It's impossible to go to light speed.
We're in trouble. Find out what's wrong with the hyperdrive. Plug him into the hyperdrive.
No light speed.
It's not my fault.
What's wrong with the Falcon?
Hyperdrive.
If your people fix the hyperdrive.
They told me they fixed it.
The hyperdrive is deactivated. You don't know how to fix the hyperdrive.
It reminds me of the stupid ugly and homely joke in Double Dragon the movie.
It's the Lee brothers, Ugg and Home.
Oh, I get it. Ugly, homely, ugly.
Look who's talking, ugly. You're ugly. I'm homely. Ugly?
Well, there you go. That was The Empire Strikes Back on good old VHS for you.
Once again, great review, Janitor Jake.
Well, thank ye kindly, but I'm not even close to being done. So I might as well get started on my review for Return of the Jedi. So, whatever. I'm Janitor Jake, and I'll see you guys next time.